I invite you to come on in and take a seat. Going to be starting service here. Welcome. Before I begin our announcements, I would like just to take a moment to honor our practitioner that will be holding the light for us today, Practitioner Ellen Rice. We always have a practitioner that sits in the rear of the sanctuary and does high watch for us. And just a reminder that our practitioners are always available for prayer after both services. You can meet one in front of the chapel or in the corner over where Ellen is sitting. And all the practitioners are available for private sessions, and all of the listings are in the program, so you can take a look and see if that's something that calls to you. We have several things going on at Seaside. We always do. Our 25-year anniversary is this year, and just a reminder that our Silver Circle program is still going on. You can still go ahead and become a member of that. I invite you to see the ladies in the family room following service. That is an opportunity to become a Silver Circle donor, and also there's some fun little things that come along with that, tickets to the gala or a paver and some other things. So I invite you to talk to them about that. Summer classes are coming up. It's time to register. If you're wanting to take an accredited class, they are starting soon. Reverend Catherine will be teaching Roots of the Science of Mind, and Lori will be teaching Financial Freedom, Reverend Lori. So I invite you to the education table to sign up for one of those classes. Also, our drumming circle will be meeting on Friday night, so if that's something that calls to you, we always have a big group that comes and does the drumming together. Also, we kicked it off last week or the week before with the women's ministry, but Deep is back for his sound meditation on Monday evenings. If you haven't experienced that, I invite you to come and be part of that. It's a wonderful opportunity. That'll be happening Monday nights during the summer, and I think that starts on June the 10th. Also today, after second service, if you're new to religious science or science of mind, and there's questions that you have or things that you just want to know a little bit more about, I invite you to become part of the Basic Beliefs class. It's happening after service today at about 12:30 in the gazebo in the garden. So we're going to be out in the gazebo today at 12:30. If you have any questions, just come and be part of that informal class. It's really a nice time to get your questions answered. We have a speaker coming up the end of June 30th, I believe it is, Tamara Keeves. If you have not heard Tamara speak, she's a wonderful speaker. She's very motivational. If you haven't read her books, she's a Harvard-trained lawyer that left to follow her dreams and is quite successful. And so she's very, very passionate about following your dreams. We have teens going to camp this summer, as always. We have a week-long camp in Idlewild where all the religious science teens come together, and it's a wonderful opportunity for our teens. It's the highlight for them, really, of their experience here in our church. And so it's time for them to do some fundraising to raise all the funds they need for camp. Next Sunday, come with a dirty car because they're going to be doing car wash. So save up your car wash for next Sunday here during both services. You can have your car wash, and then there's various things going on all month to help support our teens. We have 3 pods in our parking lot, if you haven't noticed them. We have 3 big pods that were delivered, and Keith is going to come up and tell us what those are there for. Thanks, Keith. Today's a big day at Seaside. We are the center that holds the ministerial graduations for our area. So today at 4 o'clock is graduation time. We invite you to come back and be part of that. It's a wonderful celebration. We're graduating 34 practitioners, 2 master practitioners, and 7 ministerial students. So please come be part of that. Also today starts bidding for Gourmets for God, and Cindy and Bill are going to come up and tell you all about that.
I'm so excited because today starts the bidding for Gourmet for Gods. So, what do I do?
Bill, first thing you do is register for a bid number.
Oh, a bid. I got to have a bid number before I start writing things down?
If you do not have a bid number, you do not get to bid.
So you do that at that table on the back, right?
Right.
But then what do I do?
When registering for your bid number, you give authorization for payment for your winning bids. And you were a little fast on that question.
Oh.
Question now, number 2. What is your question?
Oh, what then?
You look through your auction booklet to see what events you want to bid on.
Is that an auction booklet right there?
It is an auction.
It looks just like that. What do I do with my bid number?
Your bid number goes on the next available line on the bid sheet. And this year,
What's new this year?
all increasing bids increase by $3. You can go more if you like, but it has to be at least $3. And if somebody goes more than that, then the next person just goes back to that $3 bid increment.
What do I do after I bid?
You check frequently to see if you need to rebid. Every now and then, make your notes in the back of your booklet, and you check the bidding sheets to see if you've been outbid, because you can bid again if you've been outbid. So, happy bidding.
Get your bid number.
See, our board members have to be actors as well. So I invite you in that spirit of fun and joy and excitement to please stand and greet your neighbor and remain standing for the congregational song.
All right, please remain standing. It's time for our congregational song this morning. We're all singing, I am blessed, I am blessed, I am blessed, 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 blessed. All right, that's right.
All right.
Here we go. I am blessed, I am blessed, every day in my life. I am blessed, 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 blessed. When I wake up in the morning, lay my head to rest, I am blessed, I am blessed. I am joy, I am joy, every day in my life. I am joy, 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 joy. When I wake up in the morning and lay my head to rest, I am joy, I am joy. Love, love. When I wake up in the morning and lay my head to rest, I am love, I am love. Well, I am peace, I am peace. Every day in my life, I am peace, 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 peace. When I wake up in the morning blessed. When I wake up in the morning and lay my head to rest, I am blessed. I am blessed. All right.
I am blessed. That is for sure. Good morning, Seaside. Hey, what a joy it is to be here with you on this fabulous day, and welcome to Seaside, a spiritual nexus inspiring people to live their dreams, to live their divinity, to truly live their passion. And wherever you may be on your spiritual path, know that you are welcome here, that this is an affirming spiritual community that just honors you, and know that this is a place that cares, and there's caring, and there's kindness, and this place without judgment. And we're glad you're here. You're helping to make today what it is, what is emerging, and it is spirit made manifest for sure. And as I'm looking out at this wonderful sea, today graduation is going on at Seaside. And Dr. Christina, I see you have your prac students from around the country. You want to all stand so we can say welcome for your travels from Brussels and all over. And what a joy to have you here. All right. And you know who didn't stand is like the main guru of the practitioner. She is the head of the practitioner core council for our whole movement, runs around the planet with her practitioner studies. And Linda Watson, you want to stand and just honor you for your wonderful presence here today and doing that. Thank you. And while I'm doing that, any graduating seniors that are here walking down the aisle today, I guess they're coming back, not using themselves up too early. But anyway, today we're having a wonderful graduation, 4 o'clock. 500 people are going to be here. It's going to be fabulous. But I'll tell you what, it's because we are establishing the consciousness now. We're doing the spiritual work, so this place is humming later. And so what is about to take place is profound, it is deep, it is God personalizing its touch. And to take us to that place in this moment is a wonderful practitioner by the name of Gail Manashore.
So let's just go within to the stillness of this moment, knowing that God simply is within each one of us. And it is in this moment, at this time, in our beautiful place called Seaside, our sacred place to go whenever we need help, and even whenever we don't need help. This is the place to be, for I know that God simply is, that there is only one power, one infinite eternal presence, the divine presence that lives within each one of us. I know that I am one with God, and I know that each person here is one with that divine presence, that it lives in and through all of us. And so I know that this place we call Seaside is so absolutely divinely blessed with our wonderful band led by Bob Mathis, with our guest singer, Ray Davis, and with the words that are blessed today, Dr. Christian Sorensen and Reverend Tammy Mars. They speak the words that take us to that place of deeper understanding, of coming up to our highest potential. There is no place where God is not. And we are in that God presence right now. How grateful I am to be blessed by this presence, by this seaside, by all that come here. And so I just give thanks. And so it is.
The breath of God is breathing me, is resting in the breath of God. I know that all is well. I know that all is well. And the joy of God is joy in me, is resting in the joy of God. I know that all is well. I know that all is well. God is powering me, is resting in the power of God, and I know that all is well. Know that all is well. It's a power, it's a strength, it's a love, it's a joy, it's a grace of God, it's the face of God. It's a power, it's a strength, it's a love, it's a joy, it's the grace of God, it's the face of God, and I know, and I know. Know that all is well. Yes, I know that all is well. Yes, I know that all is well. Yes, I know that all is well.
Thank you, Reverend Fran. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you. Welcome, everyone. Hi, Mitch. How are you? Down from LA. It's an exciting day here at Seaside. Graduation is one of our favorite days. It's a graduation, when you think about that as a concept, is a day where we're stepping into something brand new and we're wide open and spirit is just flowing and new creation is happening everywhere. And what a great day. So it's good to see everybody, and congratulations to all of you that are graduating. We're so glad that you're here. I'm Reverend Tammy Mars. It's my joy to welcome you here. I'm always so excited to see people that come to services and classes and that, because I know that your life works. When we put our attention, our awareness on wisdom, on truth, and that is our intention, then it can't help but become part of our lives and reflect as our lives. So it's so nice to have you here, and I know that you go forth and bless your own lives and bless this planet with all the good that you are. So it's good to have you here and to share this spiritual time with you today. And if you're new to our teaching, we have this wonderful class that's called the Basic Beliefs. It's the first Sunday of every month, and that happens to be today. And Debbie, is it going to be in the gazebo? And the gazebo's out in our prayer garden, and it's about an hour long. We give you a packet, and it has all kinds of wonderful tools on how you can implement this teaching deeper into your life, and it answers questions about this teaching. For Science of Mind and Spirit is just that. It's about the application. It's about living that ancient wisdom and from religion and philosophy and science, and it's about applying it to your life. And so that's what our teaching is. And so you can find out a little bit more about that and how to do that today after second service in the gazebo. Debbie McDonald's going to be leading that. And also, if you're new, we want to welcome you. We have a welcome packet back at our welcome table. It has all kinds of fun little gifts within it and information about us. So be sure to go back to our welcome table, pick up your packet, and get your gifts from us. And thank you for being here and find out a little bit more. We'd love to see you back. So thanks for coming. Reverend Christian's talk today is on life's purpose. And I'm going to share with you a reading from his book called The Joyous Living Journal, which we're following along all year. It's a daily inspirational guide. And so I just invite you to take these words within as we feel them and allow them to expand throughout our being. It starts with a quote from Ernest Holmes. "Find me one person who can get his own littleness out of the way, and he shall reveal to me the immeasurable magnitude of the universe in which I live." Joy and happiness are not experiences you find or create. These are the products of a soul in tune with itself and in alignment with life. What calls to your soul? What is your life about? These are the questions that reveal your purpose, your reason for being in the world, on the planet, and at this particular time. Answering these questions will help you discover that purpose. Then, seek to be about the purpose that is unfolding in your life, and you will find joy and happiness wherever you least expect it. Go looking to live your purpose. Be about what you are here for, and joy will sneak into your life and into your heart. Happiness will no longer be something you want or look for. It will be the place from which you live every day. Nice. So let us just take these words within and recognize and feel and sense there's a power and a presence that is so magnificent, so loving, so giving, that is forever flowing and forever giving its gifts. I stand as that vessel, that vehicle through which life itself, filled with the presence of God, filled with the good of God, the grace of God, the abundance and the wholeness, the health, the joy, the peace, the love, the happiness. It is who and what I am. It vibrates within the billions of cells of my being. It is the creation that is around us. It is the beauty everywhere present. It is the awe that makes itself known. It is God. And so I just bless this time as we anchor ourselves in this truth. As we hear the wonderful words from Reverend Christian, we allow our whole being to remember all that we are, all the good that is. And so it's with a heart that is filled, that is open, that is allowing more good than I could ever imagine to come forth. As I say, thank you, Mother, Father, God. As I release this word into that eternal yes, I watch with excitement as it comes forth full circle through and as my life. So I just give great thanks for this truth and allow it to be. And so it is. Amen.
Good morning, everybody. How are you? You're looking good. You know that, don't you? You really are. I know, too. Hey, listen, before I announce our wonderful guest artist, Ray Davis, who you may be familiar with, I wanted to let you know that this is the day that I want to announce the talent show for our congregation. You start thinking about it. Some information is on the music table. Also, another thing about the music table, about our wonderful pianist, Lynn Willard, has an upcoming show Friday, June 7th in Mission Bay. So talk to Lynn about that. You know, sometimes we'd like to advertise our musicians because they're so fabulous. And this is my spot to do it. Okay, and speaking of fabulous, you know, I was watching a golf channel the other day. And people say, Fran, why do you watch that golf channel? Well, my husband's a great golfer. And, you know, after 30 years of being married, you just do. I've learned to like the Lakers. Anyway. But, you know, I did a lot of knitting in those days. All right. But I have to tell you, when I was watching the golf show the other day, and there was a commercial on, and I happened to go like this and look at who would I see on this FedEx commercial but this gentleman right here? I said, Carl, that looks like Ray Davis. And he says, I think it is Ray Davis. So I called up Ray Davis. Was that you? And he said, yes, and look for some more commercials. So not only does this man do commercials and act and sing and play trumpet, he's going to go over there. He's going to go play the piano for himself and sing. Would you please put your hands together for our fabulous Ray Davis?
All right. Good morning. I got some news for you. Yeah. You have the right to be happy. You got the right to feel blue. You got the right to keep on pushing, or don't go through no changes if you don't want to. But if you're going to ask for more, get ready to get. We were a little slow last time, huh? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Well, you got the right to be happy, and you got the right to feel blue, and you got the right to keep on pushing, or don't go through no changes, and you don't want to. Hey, well, you're gonna ask for more, get ready to be. See, some people say what they don't like, and then they live with what they don't like. But once they've lived with what they don't like, child, all they want to do is talk about what they don't like. Well, if you're gonna ask for more, get ready. Hey, get ready. When you say the word, get ready. 'Cause the universe is heard. If you say it, and you really believe that it's true, hey, well, God can't help it but to do it to you. See, what it is what you say, and what you say, it's got to be. So if you think you want to move a little higher, speak a word, and the truth will set you free. If you're gonna ask for more, get ready. See what what you say, and what you say it's surely got to be. So if you think you want to move a little higher, speak your word, and the truth will set you free. If you're gonna ask for more, if you're gonna ask for more, if you're gonna ask for more, get ready to get.
Hey, that is Ray Davis reminding us we're going to ask for more. Woo! You are rocking it. That is great. That's Ray Davis, guys. He'll be singing at the graduation today at 4 o'clock if you want more of him. That is great. Or you could always watch golf. Either way. But hey, this morning's message is your life's purpose, and we just saw a man, an artistic expression of God, absolutely living his purpose. And President Kennedy said, effort and courage is not enough without purpose and direction. You've got to have that purpose, that stirring of your soul. That's something that gives you direction, that gives you meaning, that allows you to awaken your dharma. That's something inside of you that knows it's more than just muscling your way through it. You talk to the graduates today, and they know there's more than just muscling it through all those studies, and Dr. Christina's a whip, but they're... there is a purpose and a reason for doing this that is satisfying to the soul, and that is what feels so good in our life, is that it becomes satisfying to the soul. It's not just about, purpose of dance isn't just to get to one spot on the floor. It is about enjoying every step along the way, that you just absolutely loving the presence of God in your life. And, it is just feeling that you have what it takes to make it through a time. And after the dance, you may be exhausted, but it feels good. After you have completed your course, it may have been exhausting, but it feels good. That tension and that resistance, that edge you get to is not a bad thing. There was a young guy who was asking this lonely man who was sitting there and said, it looks like you've made it through most of your life. What is the heaviest burden that you've had to carry? And with a sad look in his eye, he says, having nothing to carry. It's getting to that point where you don't have that something in your world that is calling forth the more that is within you, that's calling forth that presence, really, and bringing about our life purpose. What I want us to get is those resistant points, those challenging points, those points of difficulty are not bad. Nothing's neither good nor bad, but thinking makes it so. A Shakespeare thing. Those points are not bad. It is what is calling forth your purpose. It's how you bring forth more of you, more of God into your world and into your life. It is that which is inside of you that allows Spirit to come through in a greater way. The kid who was watching The Old Man, or I watched Trevor, me, I sometimes think about it's not that it's such a big deal. He doesn't listen to everything I say. I need to be more concerned that he's watching everything I do. We're being watched. Are you living your purpose? Are you living your life as an example of the expression of God? And when you come across that difficulty, do you throw up your hands and say, forget it? Or do you dig down? You find a guy stuck in the snow at Valley Forge, and you have a George Washington. Born in abject poverty, you got Abraham Lincoln. Born with infantile disabilities, and you get a Franklin D. Roosevelt. Born with racial discrimination, and you get a George Washington Carver, or a Marian Anderson, or a Martin Luther King Jr., or born with learning disability and labeled uneducatable, and you have a Einstein. And I like the famous line of Dolly Parton's, who says, the way I got it figured, if you like the rainbows, you got to put up with the rain. And so these issues that come into our life, how are you dealing with them? Are you using it as an opportunity to bring forth your purpose and that energy that is inside of you? Or are you throwing up your hand and say, this is too big? Because I'll tell you, I've dealt with a lot of people who have had a lot of problems, and there are people who have big problems, and there are people who make their problems big. And you get to decide which one of those you're going to be in your life. because you have what's inside of you to move through that. You have been given the ability to move beyond the difficulty. That's what great leaders do, spiritual leaders, business leaders, is that they don't shy away from the problems or the difficulty or the edge. They use it as an opportunity to bring forth their purpose or their greater ability. They use it to dig down inside of themselves to find that there's something more there. They're actually out there looking. Hey, what is that next concern? And they don't consider it a bad thing. What that concern is, that it becomes their opportunity to take that next step, to use that moment to be ahead of the curve, to be aware so they're not blindsided. They're looking. It's like that guy who was going to cross the farm field and he saw a sign on the fence post that says, you better be able to cross this field in 9.8 seconds because the bull can do it in 10 seconds. Are you looking for the signs to get you through those moments of contention and difficulty and concern? Or are you labeling it bad and just throwing up your hands? You want to live your life purpose and you want to come forth in a greater way, in a bigger way, in a grander way, in a God way. You have got to know that these moments are an opportunity that are God-given. It is your personal curriculum. It is your gift from the divine to bring forth more of who you are. It's not about being negative and bemoaning. I mean, you guys know enough people who find the difficulty and make problems big all around you. They are the naysayers. They are the pessimists. They're the ones you'll find on the epitaph on their tombstone. I knew this would happen. If you're going to live your life's purpose, you've got to be willing to hit it big, but not stop. Because even though you got it, you got to keep going. Henry Ford, classic example. Here's a guy who, father of the assembly line. He hit it big with his Model T. And in 1912, he was at the top. It was the crest. He dominated the market. And his head assembly line guy, William Knudsen, told him when he came back from a trip in Europe, he said, you know what, I've got some new ideas. And Henry Ford didn't like that. He liked his Model T. He liked every bolt on his Model T. He said, you can have any color you want just so long as it's black. He was clear as to this was the key. But Knudsen saw there was a trend of not that it was dissatisfaction, that there was something new emerging. And he brought Ford in and said, hey, look at this. And it was a lacquered red car. And Henry Ford, the eyewitnesses said, got quiet. Went around, opened it up, and he ripped the door off that thing. He was so upset that somebody would dare change his Model T, which was riding at the crest of success right now. They got in, he kicked out the windshield. Said he went in the back seat and put his feet through the canvas roof of that car, and he fired Knudsen, who went on to work for General Motors, who then brought on this new model. And all of a sudden, the competition had Henry Ford concerned, and he had to come out because of the competition. General Ford's now nipping at his heels with a new line, the Model A. But it said his heart was never in it. What I want us to get is you may hit it good, but you don't stop there, because your purpose isn't about stopping and trying to maintain, okay, I got it, and every bolt's got to stay exactly where it is. It is about knowing that there is something new that is emerging, that I can make it across that field faster this time than last time, that there's something inside of me that is being used by God to bring something greater, that I'm not going to be caught by public opinion, but there is something emerging. Rumi said that the public opinion is the death of the soul. Ooh, wow. Yeah, it's like, oh my, it's like I'm listening to this rather than this inside. You want to know your purpose? Want to know your dharma? Listen to what's inside of you. You've got to combine the heaven and the earth, the head and the heart. Ramdas Tagore said, a mind that is only logic is like a knife that is only a blade. It will make the hand bleed that uses it. Logic is good. But if you're just caught up in the numbers or the facts and not listening to your soul and your heart, you're missing out. You're missing out on the greater good that is seeking to emerge as your life, because it's there. It's all been given. If you come up against one of those spots of resistance, the problem, the challenge, the difficulty, whether it's in your body or in your life, it's a call. Not for you to stop, but a call for you to know more of who you are. But what happens, and I'll give you a little secret. Ernest Holmes And he writes in his book, The Science of Mind, which has become our textbook. If you read the first part, he'll tell you how to use the law to create definite things in your life, and kind of like that. But if you keep reading, get like to the back chapters, you'll find what he was writing about in his later works in like The Voice Celestial, like the chapters on mysticism. He says you can't go to God for anything because Spirit has already given everything. And if Spirit has already given everything, then how can I go to God for something when it's already been given? This is why he puts it in the back of the book, because it's not how you start off reading. It's like, I don't want this. I don't have it. You don't get this in your first year and your second year study. This is the development of that mystical consciousness, that absolute one consciousness where Spirit has given it all. And what I need to do is open up to that which is emerging as me, that is seeking expression as my life. I can't go to God to get something because it doesn't have it. It's been given. It's like the sun that's shining. You look at the sun that's shining. Could you imagine going to the sun, asking the sun for a little bit more sun? All right, give me a little bit more light, a little bit more. It's given it all already. Spirit has given it all already. What I have got to do is begin to have the shift in my field of awareness. What I've got to do is begin to be that place where that God presence emerges as my life, as my very experience. Here and now, and as it does, I realize I'm being moved by Spirit, and that I'm the one who's got to take action. I've got to be the conduit. I'm not looking for the answer to overcome the difficulty that is here. This difficulty, this edge, this resistance is calling forth from me that which has already been given. Well, it's not like you don't get good ideas. Anyone who's taken a shower has had a good idea. It's just the one who's willing to get out of the shower, dry themselves off, and go do something about it that begins to make the difference in their life and in their world. And what you'll come up against is the resistance or those opportunities to bring forth a greater aspect of who you are, a greater God expression of who you are. And everything becomes your teacher and reminder of the presence in your life. I love the George Carlin line where he said he went into the bookstore and asked the saleswoman, where the self-help section was. And she looked at him and said, now if I tell you, that would defeat the purpose, wouldn't it? Everything becomes your teacher in life if you're willing to not take it personally. Begin to see that's not good or bad, but anything that pushes you begins to be an opportunity to know God even more. As we witness the wonderful graduation today of the ministers and the practitioners, and they wear their robes, at the end of the day, you got to take the robes off and send them back to the robe place. Sorry. They're robed inside in consciousness. They're wearing that inner mantle. But they wear the regular street clothes like the rest of us human beings. It's hard to point them out because of the garb that they're wearing. But you know what you can notice is a countenance, an aura, a presence, a vibration that is about them. And it is a vibration because they have spent years in training coming to know their oneness with the absolute presence of God. And that as they graduate, they are not now empowered to go out and whip Caesar into behavior kind of thing. But rather what they have come to recognize is that their sole purpose, their life purpose, is to be that presence of God, and that it's not about taking down Caesar, but emanating that Christ consciousness, that Messiah consciousness, that divine essence of being. And it is in that state there can be no otherness. And so it's not about destroying Caesar, but it's about changing the human consciousness by being that example, because we're watching them walk in this world and be the difference that is needed, because there's an awareness and a connectedness with Source that does not need to destroy the disease, because there is no disease within my consciousness. There is no lack or limitation within the God consciousness, which is my consciousness. There is no pain within that God consciousness, which is my consciousness, which is your consciousness, which is the consciousness of every one of these practitioners and ministers that is graduating from here. They are able to stand, and you can enter into their field and feel the beauty and the perfection and the peace that is there. That's the work they've been doing. It's like walking to my garden, and I'm not out. It's beautiful. I got to tell you, I'm going to make a Caesar salad at the end of the service. I got some of my fresh lettuce in there. And I got to tell you, it's a beautiful garden. I'm not out there trying to destroy anything. It's just a beautiful garden. Yeah, it's the peaches are ripe. It's great. The kale I've got in the salad is there too. You know, I snuck some healthy stuff in, you know. Last week, the guys thought I was making Bloody Marys with them with the gazpacho. This week, they think it's a green drink. You know, I don't bother telling the band guys the truth, but they got to listen to the service so they get it. Anyway, back to wherever I was going. Where was this? I got sidetracked. Oh yeah, entering into, let's say your home. Forget the garden. But if somebody goes into your home and it just feels good, right? Wow, it's beautiful. It's love here. Your home feels good. It's got a good vibration. It's not because you're in there destroying bad stuff, or you exercise it's just your home feels good. There was nothing for it to destroy. There's nothing to overcome. It just feels good. Within this God place, within this God field, there is no otherness. The presence of God is what is, that is all there is. That is the way it works, and it feels good, and it feels right, and every moment becomes a God moment. You know, there was in Ireland this convent where the 98-year-old Mother Superior was making her transition. She was dying, and all the sisters had gathered around, and they were trying to make her last journey a comfortable one. One of the nuns offered her a glass of warm milk, held it up to her mouth, and she wouldn't drink it. So one of the sisters went into the kitchen and remembered there was a gift they got at Christmas, a bottle of Irish whiskey. And so they cracked that open, and she's very generous in the filling of that warm milk, and they brought it back, held it up to her mouth, and she took a little sip this time. Took a little more sip. Before you know it, she had finished the whole glass. Oh, good, that's right, that's the way they thought. And they could see her starting to perk up, you know. Her eyes began to twinkle again, her face got flush, and they got pretty excited. They said, you know, hey, we're going to have our last conversation with her. We're going to ask her, you know, at this point in her life, what one last thing she wants to tell us. And they gathered her around, and they said, Mother, you know, before you leave this world, what last piece of wisdom do you want to give us? And she sat up on her elbow, and with all her effort, she began to speak, and she said, "Don't sell that cow." Wise woman, you know. It's amazing, you know, Spirit shows up in such great ways. We get so caught up, it's going to be serious, and this is the way it's got to be. And boom, Spirit hits us over here, makes us smile, makes us feel, makes us see life in a new way. I think my battle's going to be this one, and boom, I moved around it over here because there's an answer beyond my logical mind, because my soul is stirring beyond what that common sense says. My common sense tells me not to dance around up here on stage, I assure you. But do I listen? And so what begins to happen as we merge into that expression of the soul purpose beyond just that logical approach to living? There is that emergence of that Christ awareness, that Messiah consciousness, that is a realization that it is no longer like two minds, the metaphysical perspective, you know, the human and then the divine. And that's what people have worked with so long. But what begins to happen is there is no longer the duality. There is only the presence of God. It is the absolute. It is the one. It is that Spirit. It's my law. I'm not looking out there for the eye of me. What is happening is I am looking out with the I that is me in my life. And I begin to recognize that, you know what, I got whatever it takes, whatever resistance, challenge, or difficulty that lies before me, if it's lying in the path of my soul purpose, my life purpose, my dharma, watch out, because I got God moving through me as me, and there's nothing that can deny that. And we've been sold a bill of goods for a long time that our good's coming. When I check out of here, I get it. Or when I hook up, or when I graduate, or when I make the money, it's going to be good. That's a bill of goods. It's yours now because everything's already been given. There is not anything that has been withheld. It's like the Son that has given it all. God has given it all. And so when I wake up today, it's not about maintaining my Model T or maintaining my good. It's about waking up and knowing, you know what? Today's going to be even better than yesterday was. Today is going to be the place where God shows up in a new kind of way because my mind and my consciousness is the God consciousness. And it's in this space. There is no lack, limitation, difficulty, disease. There's only the presence of God emerging in a greater way because I have said yes to that. God bless you as you say yes. Hey, let's keep it going as we bring back the wonderful, powerful Ray Davis.
This is church, right? Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Here's a song of encouragement. If you're perplexed beyond a reason, total confusion in your mind, pay heed to simple sign and a season, wonderful the feelings you find. Send yourself messages of courage, courage to conquer the past, fall back from thoughts that discourage, make sure they never last. When it seems like life is useless, seems to you that you are too, you will find strength for the struggle, inspiration, motivation from the source in you. The sun will rise, don't you ever doubt, sun will rise, you can work it out, sun will rise, bringing a new day. Never to fail for tomorrow, every doing what's done, set your soul free from the sorrow, set your sights on the sun. When it seems like life is useless, seems to you that you are too, you will find strength for the struggle, inspiration, motivation from the source in you. The sun will rise, don't you ever doubt, sun will rise, you can work it out, sun will rise, warming your fear away. Sun will rise, giving hope again. Sun will rise, giving strength again. Sun will rise, bringing a new day.
worry about tomorrow. The sun will rise. That's right, Davis. Woo. Wow, beautiful. Sun will rise. That kind of works with this message and that sun thing. I like it. I like it the way it could. And speaking of the sun will rise on you day, Robin, these flowers are gorgeous, and they're in honor of your mom's service, celebration of life yesterday, her memorial service. We know the sun is rising on a new day for her as she just soars. And this beauty of these flowers, I know, is just as beautiful as her soul is. So thank you for sharing them with us, and our love goes out to you as well as her. So, hey, this is the time of our service where we have the opportunity to share our gift, to share our offering and our financial support in honoring God's work that shows up in our life, in particular today in this moment as Seaside, and to know that your gift makes an impact in sustaining this spiritual community. And know right now that as your heart stirs and your soul stirs, that spirit moves through you, and say yes to that. Say yes to that stirring of spirit seeking to express itself in support and love. And so with that, I'd like to invite our ushers to come forward as we take our gift from our heart and recognize that what we are about to do is an extension of our consciousness. We are being the activity of God in our individual lives. And so I share this prayer of gratitude with the most generous of spiritual communities, knowing that this is a blessed moment where the fullness of the divine unfolds its expression, where that stirring and that inkling within the heart and the soul is spirit making itself known, for truly the separation of otherness begins to dissolve in a recognition that I am that infinite expansiveness of God, that I am that inexhaustible reservoir, and that this decision, this choice allows me to be that avenue, that vehicle, that conduit of its expression into form. And so I take that which has blessed my life and I send it forth knowing that it continues to move out in the currents of blessing and joy and love. And so I say thank you, Father, Mother, God, for this opportunity to recognize the truth of being, that there is no separation, that truly everything that God is, I am, and that I need no longer wait, but be that in motion now. So grateful to have the ability to practice this deep sense of knowing I send forth this love and feel blessed for this activity, and so it is. Amen. And together, let's say the sharing of our affirmation of abundance, which is, Spirit continues to bless my world. Gratefully, I live as the giving expression of Spirit, opening the floodgates of the affluent flow of greater good as my life now. guys, from Seaside. Tearing that up. All right. And as I stand in front of this bountiful blessing of joy and love, I know truly that this gift comes from heart. It is received with heart and joy, and is taken in with a good stewardship in which it is sent forth back into this world, knowing it blesses and multiplies everyone with whom it comes in contact. I say thank you, thank you for being in this wonderful stream of God itself, living with a sense of peace and security, knowing that source is infinite and ever increasing. That every day it gets fuller and fuller. I say thank you, and living in that state of grace and appreciation. We accept this and take care of this and send it back out. And so it is. Amen. All right. And that's Helen, one of your wonderful board members, vice president. So thank you. Ray, oh my goodness, you are amazing. That is Ray Davis. Make sure you give him some love, big shout out. Is this working? All right. And know that he is playing a little bit later at the graduation, 4 o'clock. And hey, Reverend Fran, thank you so much. Oh my goodness, what a gem you are. We love you. Guys, you're great. You're fabulous. And giving us sound today is Melanie. Giving us the visual is Marv. Special shout out to Tim Griffin, giving us the wonderful podcast and the live streaming. And hello to everyone at home that is watching us or wherever you may be in the world. We are grateful. You are grateful you're here. So anyway, we are in the midst of our Gourmets for God. Today is the first day you can do your bidding. I encourage you to sign up first because it's less expensive. The longer you wait, the more bids you got to jump over. And so last week, you may remember, I made gazpacho. I figure I'm going to do a 4-course meal for all of you over the next 4 Sundays. So last week was gazpacho. And Reverend Tammy, what do you got waiting for me here? My mix-ins for the Caesar salad. So what I am about to do is to create from scratch the wonderful Caesar salad for all of us. And sure, I'll take my jacket off. I think we're going to get serious. I'll get that. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, I will. Got to wear the hat if we're getting serious here. All right, that's it. Got to play the part. Now, next year I'll have, thanks, Tim. We'll have a mirror up there on the ceiling. But, okay, so I'll get my utensils out of the way. And we start off with a coddled egg. And I asked Tammy, what's a coddled egg? And she went, oh, so cute, hey, little fella. I said, no, that's not what it is. You put it in water and you let it not get hard like hard boil, just enough to coddle. And then, oh, this one's perfect, Tammy. Last service, we won't tell them what happened. Okay, so we put that in there and a little bit of lemon, no seeds for this group. Well, yeah, there were. Okay, no seeds, a little bit of garlic. Now, garlic is the key to Italian, right, Bill? So we get 1, 2, 3 good spoonfuls here. We're going serious this time. And I'm not into that anchovy thing, so I'm just going to use a lot of salt. And we'll pretend we have a little pepper, a lot of pepper here in there. And let's see. Oh, olive oil. Key to Italian, right? Olive oil, got the fancy stuff here. We like it. Don't tell Callie I used all her olive oil. This is my secret. You won't find this done anywhere. But a little Tabasco. Give it a little spice in there. Ooh, guys, and Worcestershire. This stuff. Worcestershire. Okay, what else in there? Let's mix it up real good. Oh, man, this is looking better than the last one, Tammy. You guys should see this. Okay. I'm trying to make a Caesar's dressing. You ever have any? No. Oh, yeah, that fell on the floor last service. We don't need to do that one. Okay, a little bit of cheese. There we go. Yeah, mix it all up one more time here. Oh, man, this is going to be good, guys. Fresh organic salad. And we mix it up. Oh. Woo! Oh, no croutons. Don't want to forget the best part. Wait till you guys try this. It's going to be so good. A little more pepper. A little more salt. Okay, who wants to try it? Oh my, okay guys. I'll tell you what. I'll let you figure it out. Tammy. I can do it, all right. There you go, guy. Oh, forgot the spoon. I guess we need plates. You guys get, the children always come first at Seaside. Boy, you want to feed everyone? Okay, not all for yourself. Anyway, there's the Caesar salad. You will find I got to tell you, you'll find that recipe in the cookbook coming out this fall, along with the gazpacho. But I got to tell you, the best recipe of all for all those home meals is to include God. And it's that love, it is that joy, it's that family. You know, it's those memories that are made. I don't know if you're ever going to remember that, what I just did, but I'll remember that. Anyway, hey, let's pray. Healing's been the thrust of this movement since its conception. It's from our fruits. We take our authority. It is from the manifestation that we know these words are so. And so I step into this vibrational place of love and joy in that presence of God, where I come to feel that life itself, where I know that I am God expressing. I am that expression. My consciousness is the God consciousness where there is no otherness. And so it's in this divine recognition, this wonderful revelation and jubilation of being of that which I am, that I speak these words of truth, knowing the wholeness and the well-being that is God manifesting. And if anyone here today is experiencing any of that resistance or that challenge or that edge that is calling forth the greater clarity with purpose, there is a discovery of a greater strength within. It doesn't matter if it deals with your body, your life, your relationship, your finances. It is all God. It is all a healing of that sense of separation. I know in this moment there is a reuniting, there is a aligning, there is a commitment to that true essence of being, that first cause, first breath, that which I am is spirit. And I know that is within this place, within this field, where the beauty is and there is no otherness, no need to destroy or whip Caesar into shape. It is just a sense of well-being entering into my home of peace, my garden of love and well-being. And so I invite you, if you know anyone in your world that is dealing with that resistance, that challenge, that difficulty, just to lift into this wonderful environment of joy and love of your awareness. For the presence of God is here now. I can feel it, I can sense it is so right. So grateful to know that Spirit moves, that healing takes place. Every prayer in our prayer request chest is so. It is answered here and now in this moment. For our beloved Kathleen Cunningham, who called this morning about her brother who fell from the ladder yesterday. And Gary Burnett, who is unconscious at this point, I know right where he is. In that hospital, his body is so receptive to that life force, the essence of God being that he is, that healing is going on, and that it is in that perfect place of restoration, the emergence of the wholeness of physical being, and that sister and family are surrounded with love and a peace that passes any kind of logical understanding or common sense. For the presence of God moves here within the heart and the soul of this moment. I can feel it, and I am filled with the gratitude and appreciation, not to anyone or anything. It's just gratitude that I live in the state of grace, and I let go and I trust and live with an unshakable conviction in the divine right action of life itself, and so it is. Amen.
There was a time in my life I thought I had to do it all for myself. I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. I did not know the love of God who was at hand. But now I can say, if you are discouraged and trying to make it through just one more day, you got to let it go. Come on! I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. You know there's no more struggle and no more strife. With my faith I see the light, and I am free in the Spirit, only here for God. You know that I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. And there's no more struggle, no more strife. Faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Now, Seaside, y'all sing. You know there's no more struggle, no more strife. Faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here. Yes, I'm only here.
Good. Woo. All right. Hey, our affirmation is, my purpose is to be Spirit as me. Touch your heart and say that. My purpose is to be Spirit as me. Again, my purpose is to be Spirit as me. One more time like you mean it. My purpose is to be Spirit as me. And our song of grace.
I'm living in love. I'm living in peace. I'm living my life for what I believe. Through joys and through fears, in this world I walk. God's grace shines on me. Well, it shines on us all. We are living in grace. We are living in grace. We are living in grace. We're living in love. We're living in peace. United we stand as one family. We honor our truth as together we walk. God's grace moves through me, and it moves through us all. We are living in grace. 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 Yes. Amen, amen, hallelujah. Don't forget, Mr. Davis has some CDs for sale back there.